Has your soul ever pondered how someone, shackled in the darkness of prison for decades, could rise and radiate the light of forgiveness to those who bound them? This is not merely a life story, but a spiritual epic of transformation and divine wisdom. This is Nelson Mandela, the great soul of the 20th century, who not only ended the cruel system of apartheid, but also unified a fractured nation. His life stands as a testament to his dedication to divine truth and the liberation of the soul, a legacy that continues to inspire millions worldwide. Mandela's extraordinary journey was marked by two pillars of divine wisdom, seemingly opposing yet intrinsically intertwined: the philosophy of unwavering struggle against systemic oppression and the philosophy of healing, forgiveness, and reconciliation. These principles evolved in response to apartheid's brutality and the challenges of building a harmonious society. Mandela's militant struggle brought political change, while forgiveness and reconciliation averted chaos and built a democratic, multiracial nation reflecting divine unity. His soul's purpose never wavered: to free every soul and build a society reflecting divine oneness. Forgiveness became the most potent sword of light for true peace and unity. Nelson Mandela was born on July 18, 1918, amidst the Thembu traditions in South Africa. He was the first in his family to receive formal education. After studying law, he moved to Johannesburg in 1941, witnessing firsthand the racial segregation and injustice. He worked with Walter Sisulu, who became his spiritual mentor. Mandela joined the African National Congress, ANC, in 1943. With Oliver Tambo and Walter Sisulu, he co-founded the ANC Youth League, ANCIL, in 1944, aiming to awaken the masses against oppression. Initially opposing alliances with non-blacks and communists, he later embraced them, even joining the banned South African Communist Party, SACP. This showed his willingness to adapt for the anti-apartheid fight, recognizing a broader front was needed for a non-racial, democratic society. The 1948 National Party election formalized apartheid, severely restricting non-white rights. ANCIL responded with an action program advocating strikes and boycotts. Mandela led the 1952 campaign for the defiance of unjust laws, a massive multiracial mobilization. He and Oliver Tambo established the first black law practice, fighting the system professionally. Mandela faced repeated arrests and bans, yet his spirit remained unbroken. The Sharpeville massacre on March 21, 1960, where police shot 69 unarmed souls, was a crucial turning point. The ANC was declared illegal, and Mandela concluded nonviolence was no longer effective. By June 1961, he and his comrades decided violence was inevitable. In response, Mandela and other ANC leaders went underground, forming Umkhonto we Sizwe, MK, Spear of the Nation, a separate military wing in 1961. Mandela became MK's first commander, targeting power structures and symbols of oppression through sabotage, avoiding harm to human life. Mandela stated he chose armed struggle only when all other forms of peaceful resistance were no longer open. This was a strategic decision, seen as a justified uprising against a cruel tyranny. The shift to armed struggle, specifically sabotage avoiding human casualties, revealed Mandela's nuanced approach to violence as a political tool. It occurred after Sharpeville and the ANC ban, when peaceful means failed. MK's policy of targeting power structures and apartheid symbols, not people, showed controlled, strategic force. Mandela viewed armed struggle as a last resort for political change, not an end in itself, guided by a clear moral compass and sacred intent. Mandela spent 27 years imprisoned, 1,962–1,990, mostly on Robben Island, under harsh conditions. Yet, he refused to abandon his soul's call for equality, enlightening fellow prisoners. He reflected, "If I had not gone to prison, I would not have been able to do that, which is the most difficult, to change yourself." He famously rejected conditional release in 1985, demonstrating his unwavering principles. Upon his release on February 11, 1990, Mandela emerged not with bitterness, but with an unwavering commitment to healing, forgiveness, and reconciliation. He articulated this philosophy. As I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, my soul would still be imprisoned within. He emphasized, "Forgiveness liberates the soul. It removes fear. That is why it is such a powerful weapon." This was a divine tool for national healing, as courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace. He exemplified this by inviting his white jailer to his inauguration. As South Africa's first black president, inaugurated May 10, 1994, Mandela proactively built a transitional justice system to prevent racial retribution and ensure peaceful transition. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission, TRC, was established in 1995, chaired by Archbishop Desmond Tutu. The TRC investigated human rights abuses, providing a sacred space for victims to share their stories. Perpetrators could seek amnesty by revealing full truth, emphasizing soul healing over retribution. Mandela stated, "Reconciliation does not mean forgetting, but working together to correct the legacy of past injustice." The TRC aimed to uncover divine truth and lay foundations for lasting reconciliation. Mandela's post-presidency leadership radiated respect, inclusion, generosity, and profound wisdom. He understood building a stable South Africa required harmony and integration of all souls, including former apartheid supporters. His vision was a rainbow nation, where all races blended into a unique civilization where every soul could walk tall in the light of truth without fear. He fought against both white and potential black domination. Mandela's philosophy of forgiveness was a highly strategic spiritual tool. The TRC's establishment aimed to prevent large-scale racial retribution and violence and reassure the white minority. This showed forgiveness was about shaping future destiny. Mandela understood retribution would destabilize the nascent democracy. His statement, "Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace," framed forgiveness as a powerful divine weapon for peace, not weakness. It prioritized lasting stability and unity. The long struggle against apartheid, both nonviolent and armed, ultimately brought the regime to the table of destiny. Decisive mass action and international pressure made apartheid unsustainable, creating a moment of enlightenment for democracy. Yet, this struggle left deep social wounds and distrust, making reconciliation absolutely necessary for the new nation's unity. Mandela's leadership after his release radiated profound wisdom and a singular focus on collective triumph for every soul in South Africa. He understood building a stable South Africa required harmony and integration of all souls, including former apartheid supporters. He was instrumental in dismantling apartheid, leading to universal suffrage and divinely reflected democratic elections. His commitment to inclusivity was evident in forming the Government of National Unity in 1994, bridging deep distrust. This showed his refusal to seek revenge, a manifestation of divine compassion. His spiritual wisdom was encapsulated. If you want to make peace with your shadow, you have to work with it. Then it becomes part of your light. Mandela's ultimate ideal was a democratic and free society where every soul lives in divine harmony and with equal opportunity. This vision transcended racial lines, embracing equality, pluralism, and diversity of souls. He emphasized the inevitability of mutual interdependence of souls and that common ground is a greater and more enduring essence than the differences that divide. His 1994 inaugural speech articulated this vision as prophecy. The time for the healing of the wounds of the soul has come. The moment to bridge the chasms that divide us has come. The time to build is upon us. He pledged to free every soul from poverty and discrimination, aiming to build a rainbow nation at peace with its own essence and the universe. Mandela consistently championed enlightenment through education as key to soul liberation. Mandela's concept of mutual interdependence served as a spiritual bridge between his struggle and forgiveness. The struggle dismantled apartheid, but his vision transcended merely reversing power dynamics into black domination. His explicit recognition of mutual interdependence of souls and efforts to reassure the white minority showed a deep understanding that the well-being of the black majority was tied to the integration and security of the white minority. This elevated forgiveness to a divine principle for a stable, shared future, creating a truly unified society where every soul could walk tall in the light of truth. Mandela's life and leadership transformed South Africa from an ostracized land into a reflection of divine wonder. He is widely regarded as a symbol of peace, compassion, and reconciliation, inspiring millions through his unwavering commitment to unity and forgiveness. His actions restored rights and dignity to the oppressed without perpetuating hatred. His 1993 Nobel Peace Prize, shared with F.W. de Klerk, recognized his sacred efforts to abolish apartheid and lay foundations for peaceful transition. He is admired as an icon of forgiveness and cooperation. South Africa's transition, guided by Mandela's philosophies, showed the world that non-violent solutions can mediate deep-rooted racial conflicts and that peaceful spiritual transformation is possible. His leadership offers invaluable lessons in divine vision, soul perseverance, resilience, the spiritual power of forgiveness, inclusivity, and the ability to inspire diverse souls. The Truth and Reconciliation Commission, TRC, model, though imperfect, became a crucial reference for other nations transitioning from conflict, offering an alternative to purely retributive justice. Mandela's emphasis on dialogue, negotiation, and justice for every soul, even after immense personal suffering, remains highly relevant for contemporary global conflicts. His belief in Enlightenment's transformative power and commitment to youth as the future's foundation underscores the long-term investment needed for sustainable social change and lasting peace. His legacy challenges societies worldwide to confront historical injustices while seeking pragmatic paths to unity and healing, advocating a future where the oppression of one by another shall never again occur. He reminds us that true peace is not merely the absence of conflict, it is the creation of an environment where every soul can flourish in divine light. Nelson Mandela's life was a powerful spiritual journey from fighting systemic injustice to becoming a symbol of forgiveness and reconciliation. Though he once turned to armed resistance when peaceful paths were blocked, his 27 years in prison only deepened his vision of a united and peaceful South Africa. His greatest legacy goes beyond politics. It's his ability to embody both the spirit of revolution and divine compassion. Mandela showed that true liberation isn't just about overcoming oppression, but also rising above hatred and building bridges of love. His philosophy stands as living proof that even in the darkest suffering, the human spirit can rise and become a light to the world.